Hi friends, this is Kishore Dasri. Today I am discussing OOPS concepts, object-oriented concepts. I think all of you know what are the object-oriented programming languages. What is the concepts of object-oriented programming? A programming language having objects, simply as object-oriented programming. In the session, what are the contents? As here: class, object, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, data binding, and message passing. In object oriented programming, as the name suggests, uses objects in programming. The object oriented programming aims to implement real world entities like inheritance, hiding means protecting, polymorphism, etc. in programming. The main aim of object-oriented programming is to bind together the data and the functions that operate on them so that no other part of the code can access this data expect that function. The major purpose of the C++ programming, that is introduce the concept of object orientation to the C programming language. Object-oriented programming is a paradigm that provides many concepts. The programming paradigm where everything is represented as an object is known as truly object-oriented programming language. The Smalltalk is considered as the first truly object-oriented programming. Object-oriented, the first one is class. A class is a user-defined data type. The class is a user-defined data type. It is a collection of variables called data members and functions called member functions. అంటే క్లాస్లో మనం వేరియబుల్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం కదా, అవన్నీ మెంబర్స్. ఆ వేరియబుల్ యూజ్ చేసి కొన్ని మెథడ్స్ డిజైన్ చేస్తాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డిస్ప్లే మెథడ్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు display the student details in our console. First initialize the variables. The variables is called members, and declare functions are there. The display function is display, that is member functions, that is member functions. The data members and member functions are called as a members of class. A class is smaller structure in C++. A class is a collection of objects of similar type. Collection of objects. For example, this is the class. A class having several objects. In the entire class having students. The objects are students. Object having common features like fields, names, roll number, gender, date of birth, father's name, mobile number, mail ID. These are all members. And studying the function. The study is the member function of the class. In this syntax, class name. Class is a user defined data type. Every class name starts with a class, Here the class name. The data members are private and public. private data members and member functions, public data members and member functions. This is the syntax for the class. This is the blueprint. The class is the blueprint of the object. The object can be defined as an instance of the class. A class contains a skeleton of the object and does not take any space in memory. And another example is class. That object is car. Object name, one object name is Maruti, another object name is Brezza, another object name is Wagoner. But all cars are in same type, that is class. Class having different objects, like in car category having different type of classes. Sorry, cars. Every car is a object. Every car is a object. Every car having one functionalities, like car name, car cc, seating capacity, price, model, color, etc. These are all class members. Next one is object. Object are instance of the class. Once a class has been defined, we can create any number of object related to the class. అంటే మనం ఒక క్లాస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే అందులో n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. అంటే దిస్ ది క్లాస్ రూమ్. మెనీ స్టూడెంట్స్ కెన్ జాయిన్ with the class. The students are objects. Okay, are you clear? Objects are basic runtime entities in an object oriented system. An object may represent a person, a place, a bank account, or any item that program has to handle. Syntax for the object. Class name and object name. The student is the class name, S is object name. Next one is data abstraction. Data abstraction. Abstraction is a process of representing essential features without including the background details. A classes use the concept of abstraction. Since the class use the concept of data abstraction, they called as abstract data type. Simply, abstraction is a process of hiding irrelevant information from the user. For example, when we are driving the car, first we start the engine by inserting a key. We are not aware of the process that goes on the background for starting the engine. అంటే ఏంటి, మనం కీతో కార్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం, కానీ ఇంటర్నల్గా ఇంజిన్లో ఏం జరుగుతుందో మనకు తెలుస్తుందా? తెలియదు కదా. కార్ అయితే స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. లైక్ వైజ్, using abstraction in the program, we can hide unnecessary details from the user. By using abstraction in our application, the end user is not affected even if we change the internal implementation. For example, a program is ready to execute and running the program, we can change the variable size like integer to long int. Any effect to the end user? Every bank having banking software, own banking software. The banking software and bank webs database will be updated frequently, but we won't affect anything. Okay, the simply data abstraction is the process of hiding irrelevant information from the user. Okay, next one is encapsulation. Encapsulation is the most striking feature of object oriented programming. This is process using which data and the methods or functions operating on the bundled together by using this data is not easily accessible to the outside world. In object oriented programming, we achieve encapsulation by making data members as private and having public functions to access these members. The encapsulation is a mechanism that binds the data and its associated code together. It also protects the data from outside world or modification. Simply, we can use in class the members and methods are public or private. If you choose private, the class member and their member functions are not accessible the other classes. Encapsulation, for example, we can, I think all of you know about capsules. Many capsules having granules inside the capsule. మనం టాబ్లెట్స్ వేసుకుంటాం కదా గొట్టాలు, అవేంటి పైన కింద ఒక కప్పులు లాగా ఉంటాయి, కానీ లోపల వచ్చేటప్పటికి చిన్న చిన్న గ్రాన్యూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ గ్రాన్యూల్స్ ఏంటో అవి మనకు తెలియదు కదా, కానీ వాటిని క్లోజ్ చేసి టోటల్గా యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. హైడింగ్ ది ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ ది డేటా అండ్ డేటా మెంబర్స్. ఓకే, మనం క్లాస్లో ప్రైవేటు పబ్లిక్ టూ ఆప్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ప్రైవేట్ చూస్ చేసుకున్నాం అనుకో, క్లాస్లో ఉన్న డేటా మెంబర్స్, మెంబర్ ఫంక్షన్ అంటే వేరియబుల్స్, మనం రాసే మెథడ్స్, డిక్లేర్ చేసే వేరియబుల్స్, మనం రాసే మెథడ్స్, ఈ రెండు వేరే క్లాస్కి యాక్సెస్ లేకుండా వాడచ్చు. జనరల్గా ఏంటి, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఓరియంటెడ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్లో కోడ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఆ రీయూజబిలిటీని రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేయడానికి, లేదు కొన్ని క్లాస్ మెంబర్స్ని ప్రైవేట్గా పెట్టామంటే అవి రీయూజ్ చేయడానికి ఉండదు, ప్లస్ వేరే క్లాసెస్లో వాటిని వాడకూడదు. ఓకే, ఆర్ యు క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. Inheritance is a most important concept in object oriented program. This is used to code reusability. Okay, the concept of inheritance provides the idea of reusability. అంటే కోడ్ని మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం కోసం ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. Inheritance is the process of deriving a new class from old class. The old class called base class, new class called derived class. Inheritance simply using inheritance, object of one class can inherit or acquire the properties of the object of another class. Inheritance provides reusability. Okay, the derived class inherits some or all the properties of base class. అంటే derived class అంటే క్లాస్ ఏ, క్లాస్ బి. క్లాస్ బి అనేది derived క్లాస్, క్లాస్ ఏ అనేది బేస్ క్లాస్. క్లాస్ ఏలో ఉన్న ఆల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ అంటే మెథడ్స్, మెంబర్స్, మెంబర్ ఫంక్షన్స్ మొత్తాన్ని ఇన్హెరిట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, లేదంటే సమ్ ఆఫ్ మెంబర్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ స్టూడెంట్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఉంది, ఒక క్లాస్ లో డీటెయిల్స్ ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేసాం, వేరే క్లాస్ లో డీటెయిల్స్ ఇన్ ది సెన్స్ రోల్ నెంబర్, నేమ్, బ్రాంచ్, జెండర్, డేట్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్, ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఒక క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాయి. అనదర్ క్లాస్ హ్యావింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ మార్క్స్ లైక్ subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, likewise. Here in another class we can create, in another way you can create a result analysis and display the result. First, in one class 1 having details of the student, class 2 having marks of the student, we can create a class which is helps to display the marks and details. So we don't write same code in class 3, simply inherit the from class A comma class B. Okay, there is 5 types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance. Single inheritance: a single inheritance having one base class and one derived class. One base class and one derived class. అంటే ఈ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ లో ఓన్లీ వన్ బేస్ క్లాస్, ఒక డెరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్, అంటే రెండే ఉంటాయి. అండ్ మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్, వీ కెన్ ఇన్హెరిట్ ఆర్ acquire more than one base class is called multiple inheritance. అంటే ఏ క్లాస్ ఏ, క్లాస్ బి, క్లాస్ 3 అనేది 3 క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. క్లాస్ సి ఏ నుంచి బి నుంచి రెండింటి నుంచి ప్రాపర్టీస్ ని ఎక్వైర్ చేసుకుంటే, అంటే ఇన్హెరిట్ చేసుకుంటే, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. ఏ డెరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్ acquire properties of more than 2 base classes is called multiple inheritance. And multi-level inheritance, in multi-level inheritance class B is derived from class A and class C is derived from class B. These is called as multi-level inheritance. And hybrid inheritance, this is the hybrid inheritance is the combination of multiple and multi-level inheritance. Hierarchical is the way, a shape of hierarchical model. And next one is polymorphism. The polymorphism is an important concept of object oriented programming. The word polymorphism is a Greek word. Poly means many, morphism means forms. That means many forms. The polymorphisms means the ability to take more than one form. The polymorphism is important concept of object oriented programming. In C++, the polymorphism is used to overriding concepts. The polymorphism occurs when there is a hierarchy of classes and they are related by inheritance. The polymorphism means that a call to a member functions will cause a different functions to be executed depending on the type of object invokes function. The consider the the polymorphism is basically two types: compile type polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. The compile time polymorphism, this type of polymorphism is achieved by the function overloading or operator overloading. What is function overloading? When there are multiple functions with same name but different parameters, then these functions are said to be overloaded. The functions can be overloaded by change in number of arguments or change in type of arguments. For example, we can display the, or we can here basic function overloading ante function, many functions having same name and different parameters. Many functions having same name and different parameters. For example, first one function of char a, second one function of string. So these two functions having same name but parameters are different. And operator overloading, the operator overloading, the C++ also provide the option to overload the operators. For example, we can make the operator plus uh, first string class to concatenate two strings. We know that is the addition operator whose task is the add two operands. So a single operator plus symbol when placed between integer operands adds them, and when placed between string operands concatenate them. The the operator plus symbol is an addition operator and can add two members. Second one is runtime polymorphism. This type of polymorphism is achieved by function overloading and that like virtual functions. The function overriding, on the other hand, occurs a derived class has a definition for one of the member functions of the base class. That base function is said overridden. When the polymorphism is simply as ability to take more than one form. Basic two types: compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Having compile time polymorphism, function overloading, operator overloading. Function overloading, many functions having same name and different parameters. Operator overloading, the operator overloading is operator symbol is used for concatenate the values, strings, and addition the values. Okay. And next one is data binding and message binding. Next one is data binding or dynamic binding. The binding means linking the procedure call to the associated code to be executed. The dynamic binding is also known as late binding. It is associated with polymorphism and inheritance. The dynamic binding the dynamic binding the compiler adds code that identify the object type at runtime mean then the matches the call with the right function definition the achieved by the virtual functions. Next one is message passing. An object oriented programming consists of set of objects. The message passing is that object communicate with each other by sending the receiving information. It is similar to the way which is the humans can talk each other by sending and receiving information. When it is similar one way as people pass message to another, the message passing involves specifying the name of object, the name of function and information to be sent. The objects communicate with one another by sending and receiving information to each other. A message for an object is request for execution of a procedure and therefore will invoke a function in receiving object that generates the desired results. The message passing involves specifying the name of object, the name of function will be sent. So the syntax of object name dot member function argument list. Example: a dot get data, emp dot salary. Here a and emp are objects, get data and salary are functions. Get data and salary are functions. In generally, the basic steps including message passing, the creating classes that define objects and its behavior, and creating objects from the class definitions, and establishing communication among the objects. Here, first we can create a class, and class having objects like A is the object which is created from the class. And emp is the object, salary is the member function, that is like methods. We can create methods like that. For example, in the uh, student class, Kishore is the student. Then the display student details. Display is the member function. Kishore dot display. Then we will get display of the messages like student details, name, number, etc. And the next topic is difference between object oriented programming and procedure oriented programming. The first one is definition. OOP is object. OOP stands for object oriented programming. The POP stands for procedural oriented programming. This is the object oriented programming. This is procedural oriented programming. Next key point is approach. The OOP is bottom-up approach. The POP is top-down approach. Next key point is division. A object-oriented programming. A programming is divided to objects and their interactions. In procedural-oriented programming, a program is divided into functions and they interact. Next one, inheritance. Inheritance concept is supported in object-oriented programming, does not supported in procedural-oriented programming. Next one is access control. The access control is supported via access modifiers in object-oriented programming, though no access modifiers are supported in procedural-oriented programming. Data hiding concepts. The OOP having encapsulation is used for data hiding concept, but procedural-oriented programming doesn't have any hiding concepts. And next one is, what are the examples for the object oriented programming? The C++, Java are object oriented programming. The C and CPP are procedural oriented programming examples. In this difference between OP and BOOP, we have covered 7 key points, and we can add more differences also. For example, overloading concepts. The object oriented programming having operator overloading and function overloading. And overloading concepts is there in object oriented programming, but procedural oriented programming doesn't have any overloading concepts. There is no possible for overloading concepts. Access specifiers. There is no access specifiers in procedural oriented programming, but the object oriented programming having access specifiers. And next one is importance. The data is imported in object oriented programming, and there is no importance of the data. The importance of the sequence is in procedural oriented programming. These are the main differences between object oriented programming and procedural oriented programming. Next topic is advantages of object oriented programming. The OOP offers several benefits to program designer and the users. This is the new technology promises greater programmer productivity. That means the programmer can easy to write, that's why he write more programs. And second one, it is guarantees better software and lesser maintenance cost. By the using of C plus object oriented programming, we can write good performance softwares and the lowest maintenance cost. And next one is software complexity can be easily managed. For example, we can update softwares, and then the complexity is, when the complexity is high, we can't able to update the software easily. The softwares can developed by using OOPS concepts, then it will be easily updated. Next one, the object oriented systems can be easily upgraded from the small to large systems, and Next one is the principle of data hiding helps to programmer to build secure programs by the data hiding concepts. And this is the object oriented programming languages can support easy to partition the entire software when the project development, then it is, and this is easy to write faster softwares. And by using object oriented programming concepts, the message passing technique for communication between objects can makes the interface description much easier. This is the inheriting concepts is used to reduce the cost and code, and the classes and objects are easy to helps the code dividing into several pieces. These are all for advantages of object oriented programming. These are all object oriented programming languages: C++, Java, C Sharp, Apex. I think all of you aware of C++, Java, and C Sharp. C Sharp used for .NET programming, and Apex used for Salesforce program development. The Salesforce applications are CRM based applications. This is used to customer relation management, uh, and also used for report generating. And MATLAB is used for high level machine programming codes. And Perl is used for scripting language. Perl, PHP, JavaScript used for scripting languages. The Python is a object-oriented high-level programming language which is used to develop normal programs and GUI applications. R is used for statical report generate programs by using R programming language. And in this session, we will discuss concepts of object-oriented programming and difference between object-oriented programming and procedural programming, and the advantage of OOP and several languages object-oriented programming concepts. In the features of object-oriented programming concepts, these are simple inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, data abstraction, uh, faster pointers concepts, memory allocations, data binding, message passing, polymorphism, and etc. The today's session is over. If you have any doubts regarding my class, please contact me personally by mobile, mail, etc. Okay? Bye bye, students. Have a nice day.